All right, this is a very special edition episode of We Used to Talk About This at Work. I'm here talking about Black Friday stuff, but I'm not alone. I am here with my mom. Say hi, Mom.
Hello.
Yeah. So yeah, we're here together, rocking and rolling. Before we, get this thing going, do the YouTube things. If you're watching the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. What are some embarrassing things you've made your mother do? I mean, I made mine be on my podcast, so what could you have done, right? If you're listening on the audio, please rate our podcast. We need that so much. So, Mom, before we even get in on this, have you ever listened to my show? You're in the hot seat right now.
Yes, on my way to work.
That's all you got? So brief. We're telling a story here,
I listened to it when I was sitting in my car. When I lost my charger, I was sitting in my car charging my phone, listening to it.
This is such bad radio, Mom. Such bad radio.
I'm sorry.
We're telling a story here. It's like, it's bigger than the actual event that happened,
Well, I like the show, and I like the guest that you had on here.
Yeah, so you had that was the episode with my cousin Vera. Your cousin Vera.
Cousin Vera. I like that show. That was nice.
You're giving me nothing here, Mom. This is gonna be your last appearance.
I'm sorry.
All right, so in the theme of the show, we did watch something. So we watched an episode of TV. We watched an episode of that show called Superstore. Have you seen it or heard of it?
No, I never heard of Superstore.
So it's kind of like, so funny enough, the show is set in St. Louis, and it follows employees at a store like a Walmart type situation. So the episode we watched was one during their Black Friday.
Oh, okay.
And so we've had a lot of experience Black Friday, you and me. We've had our little adventures.
Yes.
You didn't listen, but listeners, if you guys remember an episode with Dana that I went to high school with earlier this year, she talked about how me, you, Joe's partner, we all did like some Black Friday shopping and stuff. So like off the top of your head, do you remember any of our Black Friday misadventures?
Yes, when it was cold and we had to call somebody to bring us a blanket because we were standing out in the cold, and I still was cold even though we had a blanket on. And it was jam-packed in line and jam-packed in the store. Oh, it was crazy because people snatching stuff, and you can't leave your basket because people would take what you got in your basket.
Do you remember what we were there for?
Probably some with Xbox stuff. Yeah.
So the time I remember very succinctly was we sat outside like a Target for a TV.
Yeah.
And I remember it was pretty cold, and my sleeping was off for like months after that because it was just like so traumatic to my body. And funny enough, like, so we got that TV like in November, and it went out like in March, if you recall.
I remember.
Yeah. But yeah, so we saw an episode of Superstore, their Black Friday store. So you've also had some experience working in retail. So do you have any like stories from your time as working in retail on Black Friday?
When I worked in one of the stores that I was at, we had to go outside and pass out tickets to the people because they only had a certain amount of different things in electronics. But you had more people than you had tickets. So that was crazy. And it was a little scary, especially when people say, "Oh, I'm getting a ticket." So I kind of went back in. I told them I wasn't going back outside no more.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. So this episode opens where they're all having dinner together in the store, and they're doing like a potluck situation. And like, spoilers to the end of the episode, they all get food poisoning because, somebody's dish from home like made them all sick. So like before Black Friday, when you guys do your retail stuff, like, is there like a food situation? Is it catered? Is it a potluck? Like, what is the situation there?
We have a food truck come and the people at the food truck fix you what you want. And it's like so many people go back there and they order their stuff and then they come back to the lunchroom and they can eat. And that's better than the potluck because you see these people cooking your food right there on the spot. And every little place order from the food truck.
I feel you. Okay. So has there been any, like, do you remember like what some of the food trucks were?
What you mean?
Like, oh man, we had like a really good taco food truck, or we had
They had shrimp, they had barbecue, they had hamburgers, they had the for real deal. They ain't had the play stuff.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but we're gonna keep rocking and rolling here. So one of the storylines in the episode was, like you said, they were telling people to get in line so that they can get their items, and the dude was all like, "Hey, you set one of those TVs aside for, I give you $40." Do you remember there being any instances of bribery during Black Friday?
No, because when I did have the opportunity to work a Black Friday, they don't order enough for all the people that's coming. They only order like maybe 6 or 7. I don't even understand the point of that.
Right. No, but what I'm saying is like, but that guy was all like, put one to the side for me and I will give you money. Like, that's what I'm asking. Like,
yeah, but they do tickets. You have to have a ticket.
Right. I'm asking, has there been situations where employees have been like, I'm going to put one of these, cheap TVs to the side and get you a ticket for a bribe? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, but then when the time come, they move them from that spot.
What do you mean?
Because, like, if they ask them to put the TV aside, they'll put somebody down there that really don't know nothing about that. Then that way they already know it ain't going to be no funny stuff.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then another storyline on the episode was working the register. Like, one of the employees, he's like, I don't really like to work with money and stuff. I
don't either. Because people don't have enough, and then they want to use like 4 and 5 different credit cards, and then scraping in their purse for change, and then they get mad at you because you got to wait on them, and then the people behind going, I don't like that. Then they get mad. So I don't know.
So is it like, but do you even have a choice?
You have a choice because you can not bring them out, but that's kind of on the ignorant side because you got a lot of people in line. But you just try to be patient as you can. But if it's too much, you just blink your light and a supervisor will come over and take your spot, and then you'll switch with somebody else. Because that is nerve-wracking when somebody use 5 different credit cards and you can only use 3. Then they get mad at you. Oh, it's too much.
Okay. So what about losing kids?
They lose kids every day, so that ain't nothing new. Sometimes they leave them in the cart and run around the store. I mean, and the kids be standing up in the cart.
The kid needs to get out the way, all right?
Yeah, they better get out the way because these people don't be playing. They will knock you down, the kid or not. They don't care.
That's funny. But yeah, it was an interesting episode. Like, Black Friday isn't necessarily like that anymore.
Yes, it is.
Like, but what about like with all the online stuff?
The online stuff is all right. The people get it early. Then they want to come and return it at 4:00 in the morning when it's not open to return it. Because they said it didn't work.
That's funny. That is funny. You guys need to stop selling shoddy equipment online.
I don't know. That's not my company, so I don't know.
All right. Well, I don't know. I haven't been in line for a Black Friday in many years. I usually just pay for stuff online, but I don't know. Like, nowadays, I just don't care as much. Like, this year, for example, I haven't bought a single gift. I know I need to get my daughter something, your grandchild. And I'm like, I don't feel like this. I don't want to do this. So, I don't know. Something in me just does not care.
It's okay because I got her.
Okay. All right. So, look at us. About 10 minutes. Look at us. This is a thing we did. So, how do you feel before we get out of here, Mom?
Oh, I feel great. But I don't like Black Friday. No way.
I'm mad about this.
Oh, this was nice. This was nice. Yes, this was very nice.
You don't have to say that like there's a gun to your head off camera.
It was nice. It was a different experience. I never been on nobody talk show.
Okay. Well, I mean, just being honest with you and the listeners here, I didn't really like your energy. Like you're too nervous. We can't have you on a whole episode like being like this timid.
Okay.
Like how you are off the microphone, that's how I need you on the microphone.
Okay. I don't know if that probably be too much for you if I be like that.
I mean, you're right. You're right. This whole act of me being a calm and collected, host would just evaporate.
Yes, it would. It would.
But all right. But thanks for being on, Mom.
Oh, anytime.
This was a thing we did, and
Okay.
thank you so much for listening.
And thanks for listening, everybody.
You're still here. Okay, sorry.
All right.
I was closing out.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Watch Superstore. Like I said at the top of the show, do the YouTube things. If you're watching us, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you are doing the audio thing, just don't forget, subscribe, leave a review, tell your friends, share. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks, Mom. Happy Cyber Monday, probably, because this is probably coming out the Monday after Black Friday. But yeah, see ya.